Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the other side of the corner. Welcome to your latest Chelsea news. In the midst of the euphoria that we had off the back of winning against Liverpool, one news that probably a lot of us haven't touched base on, and I think it's prudent that we talk about this, is this incident that took place once we scored the winner, Estevao Willian. What a beautiful winner. Off the back of that, Enzo Maresca, as you can see in this particular footage, which I've paused it. I don't want to play it just because there might be copyright infringement. I'll drag the video so that we can see the footage. We all know, most of us saw it. Estevao Williams scored the winner, and my man Enzo Maresca, just like anyone else would, ran off and celebrated with the team because it was such an euphoric moment as well. A winner at Stamford Bridge, late, coming from an 18-year-old against Liverpool. It's only natural that you celebrate. But my man picked up his second yellow card because of this. And now he is suspended. Enzo Maresca has ended up picking up a yellow card earlier on in the match. I don't know exactly what the incident was in regards to that, but he picked up a yellow card because of a situation earlier in the match. And this was his second yellow card, ladies and gentlemen. Can you believe it? They have a rule for such a thing where if a manager runs off, celebrates with the team, they have a rule that's a yellow card. Unbelievable. Why have such rules? There's so many other things that they need to probably fix, but they got rules for stupid things like this. So we're going to delve deep into this situation. There's a lovely little clip where Henry Winter that's his name, right? Henry Winter? Henry Winter, yeah. Henry Winter talks about it, and we're going to delve deep into it. But yeah, let's just quickly show you the clip. So it all starts from here. As you can see, we scored the winner, and Enzo Maresca absolutely, lets loose, starts running down to the corner post, and then my man, jumps in with all the players, which completely understandable during that situation, and he ended up picking up a yellow card for this. And off the back of that, ladies and gentlemen, Maresca won't be in the dugout for Nottingham Forest after the international break, 2 yellows and being sent off. I mean, I guess the funny side of all of this is we've been picking up so many red cards in recent times. There was a red card against Man United, red card against Brighton, red card against, I'm pretty sure we picked up 3. Who else got a red card? I'm missing one. I'm 100% missing one. Not Benfica. Was there a red card against Brentford? No. Bayern Munich? Which one was a red card? Why am I forgetting this? I know there was a red card. Give me 1 second while I find these Chelsea fixtures. Getting old, forgetting stuff. Pretty sure we picked up a red card somewhere else here. Oh, it was Benfica. Ja Pedro. Yes, it was Benfica. So in recent times, Benfica, Man United, Brighton, and obviously Enzo Maresca has been put in a very difficult situation in the press conference, has been asked about, is there a disciplinary issue? Is there like an attitude problem at Chelsea Football Club? And now my man himself has picked up a second yellow and got himself red carded. I just hope that this doesn't pose to be a big issue against Nottingham Forest, because not having the manager in the dugout. Look, I know in this modern day technology, they do all of this walkie-talkie. They know how to send the message through. But I feel like sometimes it is important to have the manager there present. Not having the manager there at all and having him absolutely abolished from the dugout. I think you can be in the stands, or you can be in, as a spectator, whatever. But you can't be communicating with the players, which I'm sure they'll find a way to communicate. I am so 100% sure they'll find a way. But I just hope that this doesn't become a problem after the international break, where we definitely need to go gung-ho and pick up wins. We've got Nottingham Forest after the international break, who are absolutely struggling. Now, let's check out this clip of Henry Winter talking about this situation, because honestly, it is very, very mad. And I think they do need to look into this rule 100%. The game is about joy. Maresca was not being provocative. 100%. I mean, it's not like he's, I get it. When players, they celebrate, they take the shirt off, they might have a political message. I get why you want to eradicate all of that. But Enzo Maresca literally, from his joy, ran down and celebrated with his players. That shouldn't culminate to a yellow card. And exactly what's been said over here, Maresca was not being provocative, so which is very, very important. Henry Winter defends Enzo Maresca for celebrating Estevao's late winner against
another extraordinary.
This out. Let me just bring that up. All right, here we go.
Another extraordinary weekend of football in the EFL. Your beloved Luton struggling a bit at Stevenage.
Please don't mention that right at the top of the show. Well, it doesn't set the right tone, I don't think.
Let's go for the for the joy and Maresca. So where are you on Maresca? Being sent off for a second booking. The game is about joy.
Yeah.
He's not being provocative, running down the touchline. I know it's the laws. I understand that. But should we be looking at those laws? Like Ekitike, when he took his shirt off, it was thick of him. He was on the booking. He knew he was suspended for the Palace game. Wasn't it? It was stupid of him. But we should be celebrating any chance of joy, particularly in the age of VAR, when goal celebrations can be almost like put on hold while the sort of the tech guys have a check on it, the joy police. So where are you on that? Should we look at the laws, or should managers
possibly look at the laws?
Yeah.
I was not outspoken, but when Hugo Ekitike did that, I just said it was stupid, because it is. You're a professional footballer. Think about the context. However, football's not always about context on the pitch. It should be if you are a reader of the game, but if you're a young man and you're, it's very different. Enzo Maresca should have known better. However, there was not one moment that went across his face where I thought he thought about it. It was just pure instinct running down the touchline. But the rules are the rules, and he had to be then sent off as a result of that. But I get what you mean, and I'm certainly not part of the joy police or the celebration police. But you can't have nuance. You either have to have a rule and it's stuck to, or you can't. So
So look at the rules.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, if the original rule was brought in, certainly in terms of taking off the shirts for players, was brought in by FIFA because they were worried about political messages.
Yeah.
And I absolutely understand that. But then they check length of studs, sharpness of studs in the tunnel, or a player coming on. They check for sort of earrings, whatever they're wearing in the tunnel. It's not difficult to get them just to sort of check their undervest to see what they've got on, whether it's if there is a message on there. So yeah, do that before. So anyway, that's something for IFAB to
100%. Look, the whole Hugo Ekitike situation is, to a certain level, I understand it. Even then, I think there needs to be rules that you can't be taking off your jersey to send out messages, this, that, the other. And as Henry Winter said, you can check all of this stuff under the shirt. What do you got on? Why are we trying to police how players want to celebrate? And look, I get it. Hugo Ekitike, in his situation, at that moment when that happened, I felt, you know what, that's a bit stupid. You are in a yellow. Why did you do that? Whereas with the Enzo Maresca's one, it's so easily you can forget at that time. Late winner, you forget that you were already on a yellow card. Your instinct takes over to run and celebrate with the team. To pick up a yellow card for that, I just find it very, very stupid, if I'm being absolutely honest about the whole situation. And the fact that he has to pick up a second yellow, I get it. Look, rules are rules. He's got to pick up a second yellow for that. But I think ultimately the rule needs to be looked at. Now, next up, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I mean, Will this have a negative impact to Chelsea after the international break, or do you think it's just water off the back of off the back of the, what's the saying? Water off the duck's back. I think that's the saying. That's the saying that I'm trying to get out, but it's not coming out. Now, next up, ladies and gentlemen, Moisés Caicedo has been left out of the Ecuador squad for their upcoming friendly games, so he stays in London. Huge win for Chelsea, according to Ecuador manager Sebastián Beccacece. Chelsea coach Enzo Maresca said Kaisedo is hurt, he's not well. Thank God, Ecuador. Thank you so much for listening to Chelsea's advice. I know he's played for us consistently, continuously, and in a rigorous manner as well. Why can't he now represent the international scene? Look, I've been told, and I don't know, comment below, that Ecuador's already qualified for the World Cup. So these matches are just, now a bit of a Mickey Mouse situation. Should Kaisedo really be put into a scenario where he gets himself injured? I think the couple of weeks off, this entire week, and then next week they do get back into training, but at least this week, it's prudent. It's so important. Someone like Kaisedo has the full week off and rests. And thank you so much to the Ecuador national team to be able to grant that for Moisés Caicedo. Brilliant. I just hope this entire week break away from football will do the best for Moisés Caicedo moving in to the fixtures after the international break, where this guy is seriously one of our most important players, if not the most important player. So once again, Ecuador national team, thank you so much for this kind gesture, which was absolutely needed. Caicedo, in regards to Estevao Willian, you can see on the pitch, even in training, he's so good. He's showing his quality. We've tried to help him because the Premier League is so different to Brazil. And yeah, he's making an impact here. We're so happy with him. Some very, very interesting points here made by Caicedo. You can see on the pitch, even in training, he's so good. He's showing his. I think this is why you'll notice, ladies and gentlemen, as soon as Estevao Willian comes on, I mean, I've not seen this too often with others. Generally, with kids, you'll notice, the senior players or, just the general players in the team, they'll probably sometimes avoid passing to the kid that often and putting the kid in under pressure. As soon as Estevao Willian came on, I swear to you, every Chelsea player was always looking for Estevao Willian. Every player. It's almost as if they are so confident that, yep, he's the one who can change the game. He's 18. He's a kid. But there's so much trust from the teammates. And Kaisedo is saying it. He's showing it not just on the field on match day. He's showing it during training ground, in the training pitch, training sessions. He's impressing everyone. And I think this then shows the trust come match day, where every player is looking for Estevao Willian. Wherever he is, they're trying to pass it to him because they know he can produce anything from anywhere, which is a fantastic feat. And I love the way, I love the fact that Moisés Caicedo has come out and said this. This is fantastic. And it will only give a lot of confidence moving forward to Estevao Willian as well. So big up to Caicedo and big up to Estevao. Now, check this news out. I know some of you guys might look at this and go, Miz, come on, come off it. I don't know, man. I think what Andre Arshavin is about to say here, which we're going to go through, could be seriously true down the track, because I've watched now Dastan Satpaev. So former Arsenal star Andre Arshavin, top player, man. If you guys remember who Arshavin was, top player. Fantastic international player for Russia as well. And his career, I believe, was in Russia too, prior to Arsenal. And he was smoking it, absolutely smoking it. Superstar, absolute superstar. This is what he had to say about Dastan Satpaev, ladies and gentlemen. I don't see how Satpaev would be any worse than Nicholas Jackson in 2 years. Sure, Jackson is fast, but he's skinny and, in my opinion, not as smart as Satpaev. So I think Dastan will have a real chance to break into Chelsea's first team right away. Do you know what? Look, I don't know about certain things that Andre Arshavin has said here in regards to Dastan Satpaev. for example, here, I don't see how Satpaev would be any worse than Nicholas Jackson in 2 years. I agree with that. I've now seen Satpaev quite a number of times. There's a proper talent there. There is a serious proper talent there. But the fact that Arshavin goes on to say that, there shouldn't be any problems for Dusan Satpaev to break into Chelsea's first team, I don't know about that one straight away. I think initially he might have a pathway through Strasbourg and then from Strasbourg eventually to Chelsea. But there is a serious level of talent here. From the bits and pieces that I've seen, and I've watched full matches, look, it's not easy for Kairat Almaty. That's the team that he plays for, Kazakhstan team. And it's not easy for them because most of the times they're being dominated. So, Dusan Satpaev doesn't see enough of the ball, but whenever you see him pick up the ball, he's into the action. He's got pace. He's got physicality for a kid. He doesn't get bumped around. He doesn't get pushed around. He's got loads of technical ability. Yes, he's still raw. Of course he's raw, but he's going to get polished. He's got an absolute rocket of a shot. He's got this zippy nature. He can dribble. He can utilize his speed to his own benefit. There's a top player brewing here. I'm telling you right now. You know me, when I believe something, I believe. This kid is going to be something. He is going to be something. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts. What do you think about Dusan Satpaev? Do you think Andre Arshavin said a bit too much, comparing him to Nicholas Jackson, which I don't think is should be the benchmark? I mean, no disrespect to Nicholas Jackson. I think he's a very, very good player. But I think there is a serious level of footballer there with Dusan Satpaev. But most importantly, let me know your thoughts in regards to Enzo Maresca being suspended. I mean, should they be looking into that role, into that law? Because for me, that's mad. That's mad how he has picked up a second yellow because he celebrated and left the coach's box or whatever you want to call it. Which is crazy for me. Ladies and gentlemen, smash up the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Till next time, take care. See ya.